it's crazy, man, because like we were just talking to where the beginning of this year, it started off with a bang with a Cena heel turn. Didn't quite go the way we thought it was going to go, and things happened. But it's finally, it's almost bittersweet that we're at this point right now. We're less than a month away now of his final match. So I was just telling him before too, it's great to see a guy like this go out kind of the way he wants to, and not just like being injured in a match and he never gets to step foot in the ring again, or not telling anybody. And like I'm glad with his caliber name, he's had this year to kind of like say goodbye to the ring.
And put the tournament together, I think, was a stroke of genius.
Yep.
I absolutely love it because it keeps you guessing. Nobody's anticipating anything yet, and you're trying to put it together. They haven't shown any brackets, which I love. So now you don't know who's going to be facing who. Right after the heel turn, I actually had John Cena Sr. on. I had John Cena's dad on. And he's loving every second of this. I mean, he was at the Garden signing $1 million bills with his name, with his picture on him, because he's still Johnny Fabulous at 80 years old. That man will never stop. He's an absolute national treasure, that guy. But you're right. He's going to go out his way. I mean, this was it would have been the most perfect to have the last match in Boston. It didn't work out that way. But the last Raw in Boston was amazing. The last Raw in the Garden, they're both gardens. You had the TD Garden and you had Madison Square Garden. I mean, that's the way to go out.
Well, and if you're new to the show and you're hearing what we're saying and talking about, obviously we love talking about wrestling, but I want to say our record's pretty spotless right now. So we had Nick Nemeth on earlier this year, and it was right when this idea of this tournament started, or something along those lines. We were talking about, Cena's last opponent, and we brought up his name. I don't want to say that we put that out there in the world and it happened, but it was good. He had a pretty big history, and I think that's what's really cool about the fact that they had not only Zack Ryder but Dolph Ziggler on. It was nods to his past opponents and stuff. So I will say that being there at the Garden last night, you could hear it on TV because I've watched clips since then, but the legitimate roar from that audience whenever he opened the show. I was also there in 2008 whenever he returned from injury at the Royal Rumble, and both of those rivaled each other. And I think that show last night and last week's show as well, Raw wise, those are kind of blueprints of what I would like to see going forward. I think that I don't want to say that they've rested on their laurels for a while. They were like, okay, well, people are buying, we're selling out anyway, whatever. But those shows last night and last Monday in Boston, I think, are the reason why people really like wrestling. And so sign me up for about 50 more of those kind of episodes for sure.